What's up everybody? V here, and today I'm going to be reviewing yet another Spider-Man figure. I'd say at least probably like half of my reviews and videos on my channel are Spider-Man or Spider-Man related reviews. There's a lot of Spider-Man stuff on my channel. And this guy is kind of unique. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Marvel Legends Infinity Saga Spider-Man from Civil War, kind of. This is I don't exactly know how to describe the suit. This is like the prop suit that they used, like the practical suit they used for filming of Civil War. It was originally going to be the design, but then they changed it and CGI'd over it to make what we know as the Civil War / Homecoming suit. And this figure is the original figure of that suit from Civil War. This is a re-release of the Civil War 3-pack that had Captain America, Iron Man, and Spider-Man in it. This is this figure. This isn't the Homecoming figure, so in that kind of suit. So it's kind of misleading. And you're probably asking me, why did I buy this? This isn't even a look he has in the MCU. There's a way better. Like, this is literally the first MCU Spider-Man, so there's way better MCU Spider-Man figures that are way more accurate to like our actual suits that he's worn. Why would I buy this? And I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, like I said, this is the original figure from the 3-pack, re-released. I don't know why. When I heard like they were going to release a Civil War Spidey for the Infinity Saga, I assumed it was either going to be a re-release of the Homecoming figure or a brand new figure, because that's the design that's in Civil War. The last thing I was expecting was the original 3-pack Spider-Man getting re-released. It's really odd. But I actually, back in the day, really wanted this figure, and I almost was able to get it. I found the 3-pack. I just, was like 12, 13. So I, of course, didn't have the $60. Was it $60? It was $50 or $60 to be able to buy it. And I always wanted that Spider-Man. So when this was announced, I was kind of intrigued. And I was like, you know what, I'll probably buy it just because why not? Now, granted, it is missing a lot of the paint that figure had. But also, another reason why I wanted this figure is I low-key really like this suit design. It's pretty much the same suit as the Homecoming one, but a few tweaks to the design that I honestly like more than the Homecoming design. So yeah, before we get into this interesting release for Spidey, we'll take a look at the packaging. I tried to get him in a vaguely interesting pose, but yeah, I'm not good at posing figures. Here's the box. This is the classic Infinity Saga packaging. We had it with the first wave. It's cool the first time, and then when you buy it like a 5th time, it's lame as hell. It's kind of like the Spider-Verse and No Way Home packaging that's on the carded ones. That first one, you're like, yo, this is some cool packaging. And by like the 5th one, you're like, can we switch it up a bit? But you got the different box thing here. You got the Infinity Saga, Marvel Studios, Spider-Man, Avengers logo, 4+ Hasbro. Got the shot of like all the different MCU characters, Infinity Saga, Civil War, Spider-Man. Another shot, which is, okay, it's not the same. It's like a different side of a poster. Yeah, you can see Cap's there. They go to his left. That's right. This is left, with more of the characters. Then on the back, Got the Civil War poster, Spider-Man again, Marvel Legends. Pitted against Captain America, Tony Stark seeks allies to help persuade the Avengers to sign the Sokovia Accords, including New York's newest superhero, web-slinging high schooler, Peter Porker. Actually good bio for once, and yeah, you can see a bunch of the different character symbols in the back. It's cool, but like, again, if you have like 3 of them, it's kind of lame. And bringing in Parker himself. The lighting is atrocious. Hold up. A little too bright. He kind of has an odd tendency to not want to, like, tendency to look up a lot. But before we get into him, we'll talk about his accessories, which is 1 fisted hand and 1 thwip. Actually, no, that's a lie. There's 2 thwips and 2 fists. 1 fist is and thwip is on him right now, but yeah, let's move it to the side to take a look at the hand there. It's got some nice sculpt work. The webbing is sculpted in, like most of the Spidey figures. And again, this is the first one. This is the figure back from 2016. Again, why are we... They did do that for, like, Iron Man and War Machine as well. But this one's the odder one because this isn't actually accurate to how he looks. And finally, he comes with an unmasked Peter Parker head, which I don't believe he had the first time. I don't know if he had wall-crawling hands that first time either. I'm assuming not so. Also weird that they didn't give him the cap shield. But yeah, and this is the head that comes with... Oh, that's a tad bright there. This is the head that comes with the newest Homecoming Final Swingsuit Spidey, and it's the same head as the Peter Parker from the Peter Parker and Ned 2-pack. Except, for some reason, every time it looks slightly different, and this one is interesting, because let me bring in that Final Swing head sculpt, and you'll understand what I mean, unless it doesn't focus. Look at the eyes. The eyes look very different. It's the exact same sculpt, but this looks like 14-year-old Peter Parker, and this looks like Peter Parker hasn't slept in days. He's got these heavy bags under his eyes. I don't know what's up with that. Also, his hair is slightly different. It's more brown. And I think there might be a wash or dry brush. I'm not 100% sure. It's weird. Also, a thing that I noticed is it doesn't pop on the head. But like, here's what it looks like on the head. Not bad, but the other head sculpt does pop on. It's the exact same head sculpt, but this honestly I feel like looks a lot better because I feel like this one looks like really young Peter Parker, and it matches this Peter Parker because I think at the time he was like 14 or 15 in Civil War, and I think this matches his vibe perfectly. But this is an interesting head sculpt, but if you, well, I guess, I don't know, I was going to say if you don't have the other one, this is a good one to get, but it's not like the other Spidey is like insanely hard to get. He might be a bit harder to get than this one, but yeah, it's odd that the head sculpts look different. And it's not like these two were released far from each other. Like that one I got like a month ago. Weird. But yeah, getting into this Spidey, it is, like I said, a peculiar case. Because why does it exist? Why did they re-release this one specifically when if they just wanted to reuse another mold, they could have reused the Homecoming one, which is actually accurate. Granted, I think that figure's trash. I don't own it, but I hate its proportions, and I preferred this one's proportions anyway. But the main reasons why I bought this guy was because I don't have like a Civil War Homecoming Spidey figure in my collection. The closest I have is the What If one, and that one's weird. And all the other ones are like Far From Home or No Way Home. So I was like, this would be a cool, easy way, because I hate that first figure. And it's like, well, they're not making a new one. And also, I like a lot of design aspects on this suit specifically, because he has the legs pointed down on the spider symbol, because that was originally what his MCU look was going to look like before they changed it to the pointing up of the newer suits. And I don't know if I might have acknowledged it in the Amazing Fantasy Spidey review, but I love when all the legs are pointed down. I don't know what it is. It's cool, it's unique, it's different, and I love it. This is my favorite kind of Spidey logo, and this figure has it. And I was like, that's really cool. Also, it comes to a point at the bottom down here, and most of the Tom Holland suits until No Way Home had like a flat bottom, which I really hated. This figure has the point, so yeah, it's got a couple aspects, or design aspects, that I actually really like. And again, like I said, I really wanted this figure when I was little, so it's kind of like being able to finally fulfill that dream. And I'm gonna be real, it's not bad. Water break real quick. It's not bad, especially if you consider the time. Oh, almost knocked the camera down. It's actually a really solid figure, and my favorite thing about this figure is I'm not afraid to break it. You could give this to a small child and he could, or she, they could toss it around, bash it against the wall, and I wouldn't be worried about it breaking. And that's a thing I want to specify on this guy. Yeah, he might not be as glamorous, as articulated, as beautiful as this figure, but I would not trust this figure in the hands of a child. A child could just toss around. Now, I know Marvel Legends are more for collectors, but there's still children that buy them. When I was a kid, I bought them. When I was a kid, I wanted this one. And it's like, also just, I don't want to worry about, like, oh no, moving the arm, it's going to break, or moving the leg, it's going to break. This is like, I could just chuck him down a flight of stairs, and I know he'll be perfectly fine at the bottom. And, there's something that's kind of missing from a lot of newer Spidey figures, especially this one. Go check out that review if you want to understand all the problems with that guy. But this guy, he's just got that, like, fun, like, sturdy factor to him, and I really like that. But getting a closer look at this figure, one thing I dislike is this head sculpt. It is bad, but I give it slack because it's the first MCU Spidey and it's of a concept art design. But it's bad. I hate it. Also, I kind of have him crouched because he likes looking up for some reason. But it's really bad. It's not correctly shaped. They didn't even get the head shape correct until this guy. But, like, it's got that mean look that this head has. Except the, like, web lines also look like they just cut into his head violently. And the eyes look really mean, and I'm just not a big fan of it. I might swap it out with either repainting the extra head of this I have, or swapping it out with this because I love the big eyes. And the webbing's not as violent looking. But still, it's not bad. Actually, no, it is bad. I don't care for it. I stand corrected. It's not my favorite. Then coming to the torso, I actually really like the look of this. I love that spider symbol so much, and the black lines coming down are really clean. And the webbing's clean. Now, on the original, all of the webbing was painted, and he was like, I'm not sure if he was like battle damaged, but like he definitely had like a washed where all the web lines were painted. This figure does not have that, and Marvel Legends back in the day were $20, and this guy was $25, probably $26 coming to tax and everything. So you'd think he'd have more, and he's in the deluxe line, but little annoying, but I'll let it slide on Tom Holland figures just because the webbing in the movies is red. We got like the web cartridges there, and on the back, love the look of that Spidey logo. Again, wish that this design had that Spidey logo. This isn't a problem with the figure, though. This is a problem with the design in general. I really like how like angular it is at the top. Again, I think that's a bit different than Homecoming. I think Homecoming was a bit softer with it. But I really like that look, and the black line comes across, come to the arms, comes around. It looks like it should swing down, but It's not painted. I believe that should be painted. It's weird that it isn't. But it has another black line going through there, and the webbing's sculpted all right. It's the only area where we really run into a lot of problems because you got the red pegs, because he's not pinless, because this came out like 5 years before pinless, I think, was introduced. And then you got his web shooters, which look pretty cool, and you can see the difference where it doesn't connect like that. It's a very interesting figure, very interesting design, and it's honestly kind of cool to get like a figure of like a concept art design that it actually isn't in the movie. It's always unique and cool to see that type of design. Then coming down to his legs, they're classic Spidey legs. Nothing really new. Although I believe these are the same legs as this figure, yet this figure, his legs are just a flimsy, bendy, wobbly mess, and his are really sturdy. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they took it from a mold and put it onto some of a different mold. I'm not sure. That's the main reason why I don't care for that Spidey. Also, his blue is way too bright. I do like the muted colors, the darker red, the darker blue, and they got like that nice black painted on the boots there, which looks really cool. So overall, I honestly do really like the design of this figure. And yeah, I'm not saying it's like, this isn't going to be top 10 figures of 2024. Check out my top 10 figures of 2023, by the way. Previous review. I'm plugging everything in this video. But it's got like, up until this guy, which was 2021, I believe, this was the standard Spidey Marvel Legends articulation. So it's not like he's super outdated. He's just not pinless and the arms are a little lanky, but articulation wise, he has a hinge up and down, rotates, no bob, arm moves out that far, not afraid to break that, rotates, butterfly that actually moves. Oh my god, I didn't even know it moved that far back. That looks weird. That is really weird. That moves really far back. I got this figure today, by the way, so it's not like I've had this for like a week. Usually I try to wait a couple days to get my thoughts on a figure, but I feel like I already know my thoughts on this figure. It's not like drastic things are going to change. Bicep swivel, which is a little but double jointed elbow. Both hands hinge up and down, a little hindered by the web shooter. Rotation, ab crunch, which moves pretty far forward and really far back, and then a waist rotation, which is really nice. And also, here's what that detail looks like back there. His legs kick that far forward, not too far back, because actually kind of kicks far back for, having a bit of cake, because we all know Tom Holland got cake. Can do the splits. A weird thing, though, is that this piece rotates on the ball a lot, so you might have to, like, realign a bunch of stuff every once in a while, which is weird. Thigh swivel, double jointed knee, almost at elbow, hinge up and down, and a rocker. So he's got some pretty solid articulation for, what he is, which is a weird enigma of a figure that really shouldn't exist, but I'm kind of glad it does exist. Hopefully you saw that. My camera's not good at picking up red. Now for some comparisons. I forgot to grab the Black Series comparison. Here he is next to average 6-inch scale figures. Here he is next to a Black Series and Transformers. The Black Series Mandalorian, check out that review, and the Voyager class Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. I will review him soon. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to get more reviews out there. So yeah, for a 7-inch scale comparison, here he is next to the Jazzwares Halo and DC McFarlane, the Black Manta and Halo 3 Master Chief. All three of these characters are in Fortnite, which is a fun little fact. He's in Fortnite 3 times. And for some fun, here he is next to 3 of the Infinity Saga figures I already have, 2 of which are definitely getting reviews, 1 of which, and you'll see why, might not get it. Here he is next to the Thor and the War Machine from Civil War. Got this guy with him as well. Both, honestly, pretty solid figures, even though they're both re-releases. This one is from Civil War. This one is from the 10 Years of Marvel line. And the Mark II, and as you can see, there's a reason why he might not get reviewed. It's because his arm broke off literally this day. I got him, which is fun. And for some Spidey comparisons, here he is next to the boys, Toby and Andrew, and he still kind of fits in. He fits in a bit better with the more muted red and blue. It matches these guys a bit better. If you just spruced him up with a bit of paint on the webbing, it could work out really well. Or if you just bought the old one, but he might be worth a pretty penny, I'm not sure. Also, one really big downside to this guy is he doesn't have any texture on him. I hate when Spidey figures don't have texture, especially for like live action. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. And for some No Way Home comparisons, here he is next to that final swing and the integrated suit. And for my final two Tom Holland comparisons, here he is next to the No Way Home figure, which is just the Far From Home figure with a remolded torso, and that What If Spidey, the zombie Spiderman. Yeah, this is definitely a really solid figure. Also, I'll show you what that head swap looks like real quick. It doesn't stay the best. You'd probably have to put something. Like, I think it kind of works. His head's really big, but like, you could pass that off as just Spidey having a really big head. It does look comically big looking at it through the camera. But I feel like that, it kind of works. It kind of works. We'll see. We'll see. But as it stands, it's not a bad figure. But do I recommend it? If you're going to be buying this for like a kid to play with, like if you want like a really cool, well-articulated Spidey for like a kid to play with, like, I don't know, your son or your nephew or your little brother, I don't know, then 100% this figure is definitely worth it. But if you want like a definitive Spidey in the collection, I probably wouldn't go for this. There's definitely better ones out there. But if you're like me and you're a fan of this specific design of Spider-Man, then I'd 100% recommend it, because the only reason why I really bought it is because I just genuinely really like this concept art design. Well, it's not really concept art because they did wear a prop suit of it. But like, I'm just generally a fan of this Spidey look more so than the Homecoming look. So, if you're also a fan of that, then buy it. It's definitely not a bad figure. And especially considering its time, it's definitely a really solid Spidey figure. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just thought I'd throw out another Spidey review before I get to even more Spidey reviews, because I have the SH Figure Arts 2099 coming in the mail, and then a bunch of stuff from No Way Home still. I got a lot to get out there, and I'm going to try to upload a bit more. I do have a lot of Bad Batch stuff. I'm saving that for when Season 3 drops. And yeah, also, I was testing out the guitar a bit in the beginning, so sorry you had to get Weezered. And if you heard a song in the background, it's because my amp is trash and for some reason plays like the radio with it. I need to get a new amp, and hopefully none of that hits me with copyright. Also, you don't even want to know how many takes it took for me to do the Buddy Holly riff. Anyway, subscribe, bro. Check out my previous reviews. Yeah, I've got a lot of Spider-Man stuff on the channel, and a lot more Spider-Man to come. A lot more. So if you like Spider-Man, hit that subscribe button. And check out my Instagram, MoonEdXO. You can talk to me there. Check out new figures I got and stuff like that. And see my art, see my posts, see whatever. I've done a lot of top 10 lists, then top 10 shows, top 10 movies. Well, not show. I didn't do top 10s. I just ranked the movies and shows I watched. But I'm going to do a top 10 songs. So yeah, definitely go check that out. And that's about it. hope you have a wonderful day. And if a rich man comes knocking at your door asking to take you to Germany, do not tell him you can't because you have homework. You will possibly be throwing away the chance to hang out with Robert Downey Jr. That's all.